Welcome, I'm Crafty Marianne. Join me today as I make pasta sauce. So the tomatoes are the base of our sauce. We're going to be adding onion, bell pepper, mushrooms, and garlic to it to round it out. But you can use whatever you have at home, be it a blender, an immersion blender, a food mill. Alright, let's get blending these tomatoes. Now that we have them a little bit chopped up, it'll be a lot easier to add in more without them getting stuck in the bottom of the blender. And once you get it going, you can take the lid off and drop them straight in and it shouldn't make a mess. So our first one is blend it up well. And you may have noticed that I didn't peel my tomatoes. When I do a tomato sauce and I'm using the blender, it makes the skin small enough just from blending it that I've never had a problem with it. I know if you do it by hand or cut up your tomatoes by hand, sometimes you can end up with a big piece of skin and nobody wants that. So now we've got this all blended up. We're going to pour it into our pan. We're going to add the seasonings and put it on the stove to slowly bring it up to temp. So at this point, we've got the one batch from the blender already done. I'm working on the second one because it takes 2 blenderfuls to fill this pan. And right here I stopped because I want to add some seasonings to it. I have garlic clove, I have basil, and I have mushroom stems. Now there's no reason that you couldn't take your mushroom stem and fine slice it or something like that. I just don't think they're very pretty, so I like to just cut it 1/4 inch thick and put it in right at the end before we jar it and water bath it. Let's get this on the stove and brought up to temperature, and then we can add in our onions and our bell peppers. So as an idea of what to do when you want all of your pasta sauce to taste the same, I went through and as I was measuring out the ingredients for this batch, I made 5 little baggies of pre-measured ingredients. So it has all the herbs, all the spices, your garlic, your salt, your pepper. It's got all that already in there. All I have to do is blend the tomatoes and add this, and I have pasta sauce. Mr. Quality Assurance. Okay. Come here, little man. This is Mog's Quality Assurance. Now that we have both pans filled and on the stove with the seasonings, we're going to go ahead and add the red bell peppers, the red onion, and the yellow onion. So here we have it. The one on the left is ready to simmer down into our sauce, and the one on the right, you can see where we added the seasonings, the red onion, red bell pepper, and white onion. So that's ready to be stirred and simmered down. So what's left to do is to jar the pasta sauce, and then we'll be able to water bath it. Filling the jars is really easy. You're just going to take your jar and your canning funnel and scoop up your tasty, tasty pasta sauce. Alright, that's one. So if you find a big bay leaf in yours, go ahead and put it in the jar. It'll just improve the flavor, and you can always take it out when you reheat your jar. So here we have it. 3 24-ounce jars, 1 16-ounce jar, all ready for the water bath. So if you have any questions or comments or ideas, please put them in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you, especially if you have ideas of things you'd like to see done. That would be great. I will be leaving the recipe and directions in the description. Thank you for joining Crafty Marianne.